Madison Chock changed her free dance costume again. American figure skater Madison Chock, who competes in ice dancing with Evan Bates, made changes to her free dance costume. Chock wore a new skirt to Olympic practice. Journalist Maya Bagrianseva posted a photo on her Telegram channel. Russian figure skater Petr Gumennik will compete at the Olympics on Friday, February 13, wearing number 13. According to the starting protocol, he will also take to the ice at 9:13 p.m. local time, 11:13 p.m. Moscow time. Bestimayanova, Gumennik is under tremendous pressure, but he's recovering beautifully. This was expected, since Petr didn't have a rating from the first warm-up. It's not his fault, but the circumstances. What can we do? It was clear that he would have these components, and this isn't his assessment at all. If Gumennik had skated in the last, or even the second to last, warm-up, the components would have been much higher by the skating stages. Petr is under tremendous pressure from all sides. But the way he's recovering from it is magnificent. Yes, there was a mistake in the combination. But now we're waiting for the free skate. Gumennik still has a chance to skate well with the second or third most difficult content in the free skate. He needs to do everything, and then we'll see what happens, Bestimayanova said in an interview with championship correspondent Vladimir Chetverik. Two-time world champion Arina Slitskaya assessed Russian figure skater Petr Gumennik's performance in the short program at the 2026 Olympics. We're not in the world rankings, which unfortunately immediately lowers our score, because the judges saw him only once at the qualifying competition. That, of course, isn't enough. Because of his lack of ranking, he was in the first warm-up, and that doesn't always yield the scores you'd expect. But Petr performed his program at the highest level. He's a genius, Slitskaya said. He really did a great job. He was a fighter right to the end. You couldn't tell he was nervous or that all the previous adversity was holding him back. He skated quite well. Yes, it was a minor flaw, but that's the most difficult content. He's competitive, and I want to wish him to pull himself together in the free skate and show us a wonderful performance, TASS quotes Slitskaya saying. Figure skater Drobyazko spoke about the specifics of judging ice dance. 2000 World Ice Dance bronze medalist Margarita Drobyazko, who competed with Pavilas Vanagas for Lithuania, spoke about the specifics of judging in her discipline. In 2006, Drobyazko and Vanagas placed 7th at the Turin Olympics. Exactly 20 years ago, also in Italy, and suddenly, at 35, you're returning to the ice for your 5th games. How did that happen? It all started as a joke. It often happens with us. We joke about a project, and then we just go and do it. We were joking about having a second child, but now I'm seriously considering whether to give away the stroller or keep it. It's the same with the Turin Olympics. At first, we were smiling, why not come back? Then we went to the cinema and heard some music there. I said, imagine what a great free skate we'd have. Well, let's try it. One practice, then another, and before we knew it, we'd gotten so involved. Why did we need it? We still had the energy and passion. Thanks to skating in shows, we greatly improved our artistry. They had completely different routines and looks, and we wanted to use that on the ice. We didn't even come back specifically for the Olympics. There was just something unspoken, and we wanted to go back for one more, final season. But you must have considered your chances of winning Olympic medals, right? Of course, we thought about it. But we knew that missing 3 years and then returning to the podium was almost impossible. For a Lithuanian judge to qualify for the Olympics, we had to win the qualifying competitions. We did that, but apparently we were stronger than everyone thought. And we were told after the fact that our judge wouldn't automatically go, but would be drawn from the first and second pairs. New rules, invented especially for us, haha. And of course, our judge was unlucky, and a German judge ended up going to the Olympics. And going to the Olympics in ice dance without your own judge, well, you can stay home. Why is that? The best and worst scores are still eliminated. A judge is your negotiator. Without a judge, you're out of the game. Unfortunately, our sport is subjective, where the result is influenced by many factors beyond just the quality of your skating. What team you're on, where you train, who your coach is, whether you have a judge. I won't go into detail, but all of this matters. Before the Olympics, we went to the European Championships. We won our first event there against the reigning champions, Tatiana Avka and Roman Kostomarov, and finished 3rd overall. And then the Olympics came, and with the same performances, we suddenly found ourselves competing against completely different people and for different places. 7th, 8th, somewhere around there, Drobyazko said in an interview with Sports. Drobyazko on Papadakis' book, It's Humanly Wrong. I'm afraid Gabriela will deeply regret what she did someday. Who will you be rooting for in the ice dancing competition? Cizerin and his new partner. I like them more than Chalk and Bates. The only thing that bothers me is Gabriela Papadakis' book, which came out right before the Olympics. It could affect the perception of the pair, the scores. After all, our sport is subjective, and such things can influence. I really don't understand why Gabi did this before the games. I think it's clear why. It's somehow humanly wrong. Well, there are grievances, and I want to speak out, okay? But do it either after the Olympics or well in advance. After all, she's still your ex-partner, with whom you've been through so much together. A close friend. After reading excerpts from the book, don't you sympathize with Gabriela? It's hard to say. We never competed. But from what mutual friends tell me, she didn't come across as the kind of person she describes in the book. Outwardly, she didn't seem downtrodden or intimidated. And in my mind, the image of a strong athlete who won the Olympics doesn't jibe with the image of a victim. Weak people don't win the Olympics in dance. Although, I emphasize, we don't know what was going on inside. But I'm afraid that someday Gabriela will deeply regret this action. And it's impossible to undo it. But haven't you thought less highly of Cizerin after reading the book? Probably not. I don't want to take the word of an offended woman. It's obvious that Gabriela is hurt by Cizerin's behavior. But that's not the only view, and to think badly of a man I admired based on that alone. No, I can't and I don't want to, Drobyazko said in an interview with Sports. Russian Sports Minister Mikhail Degtyarev stated that athletes who leave Russia for other countries could be banned from entering the country. We're fighting this. Regulations have been introduced. I signed such an order, and even one chess player was stripped of his grandmaster title for changing his sports citizenship. So, here we feed them, educate them, provide them with coaches and facilities, and then they throw away their passports and leave. We'll deprive them of everything, ban them from entering the country, and using our sports facilities. And we'll get there, Degtyarev said on the Central Channel show. In December 2025, it became known that chess player Vladimir Fedoseev, who currently competes for Slovenia, was stripped of his titles of Master of Sports of the Russian Federation and Grandmaster of Russia. Former Russian figure skater Sofia Samalkina, now representing Kazakhstan, commented on her performance at the 2026 Four Continents Championships in Beijing, China. She scored 182.51 points and finished 9th overall. My performance was good. I'm very pleased that I managed to put everything together. And I'm looking forward to returning to my coach, Rafael Vladimirovich, and starting work on the Olympics. I'm 10/10 satisfied because I accomplished the task I set for myself, Sports.kz quotes Samalkina as saying. Several years ago, Samalkina joined the Kazakhstan national team. While in Russia, she trained for a long time with Davidov, where she learned many Ultra-C elements. She later moved on to Svetlana Sokolovskaya of Jenny Plashenko and now trains in America with Soviet-American specialist Rafael Arutyunyan.